Hey all, welcome to SLB Basement Bourbon Bar. I am Kurt Ludington, your resident host and bartender. Got some exciting news the other day when I was looking over my phone. I found out that November 1st through November 10th is actually National Old Fashioned Week. Who would have thought? So, in honor of Old Fashioned Week, we are going to craft a couple of old fashions tonight. We're going to have one that we're going to do is just the standard old fashioned, and then I'm going to make one that was actually an SLB creation here at the bar. So let's get started. Let's do the original one first. We're going to start with, I usually like 3 or 4 dashes of the Angostura Bitters. I put 4 in there. 3 or 4 is good. Today I'm going with the Woodford Reserve Double Oak Bourbon. Very nice bourbon. Good for old fashions. We're going to pour 2 ounces. So after we get our 2 ounces of bourbon, I like to put a little bit of simple syrup in my old fashions. A lot of people, they like to do a sugar cube and then muddle the sugar cube in with the bitters, but I'm not real fond of that. I really don't like a granulated old-fashioned. So I go with the simple syrup. It's just easier, it's faster, it's quicker. It's just a 1-to-1 ratio, 1 cup of sugar to 1 cup of water. We're going to do a 1/2 ounce. 1/2 ounce simple syrup. We're going to grab a little ice. Make sure you get the glass pretty full. Get your bar spoon. Give it a stir. You want to give it a good stir until it gets nice and cold. It's also very important for the dilution, for the water in the old fashioned. I can usually tell by the feel of the glass, but if you need to count, the general rule of thumb is 50 rotations to give you a nice dilution. Alright, that should be good. Your glass, a nice big chunk of ice. I like to use the big blocks of ice. You'll see some people, professional bartenders, me myself, I've never been a professional bartender, I've never worked in a bar. So for me, I go with an ice tray with the big cubes. You can get these at your local grocery store. Got these in Myers. See, some guys, they like to hand carve and all that stuff. I don't have time for that kind of thing, so I just go with the ice tray. Get the big glass of big block of ice in there. That'll help dilute the drink a lot slower when it hits in the glass. We're going to finish that off with a nice piece of orange peel. Now when you get your orange peel, make sure to express the oils over the glass. Make it a nice rub around. That'll put those oils right on the rim of the glass. Get a nice nose when you're taking a drink. Give that a try. Very good. The original old fashioned is good for people who just love the taste of whiskey and bourbon. There's not a lot of fluff in there. There's not a lot of special interest in there. The simple syrup just mellows the bourbon out just a little bit. You get a little bit of the orange from the rim, and a little bit of the bitters coming through. But for the most part, it's just bourbon, which is good. Okay, the next one I'm going to do for you is a honey old fashioned. We came up with this recipe ourselves here at SLB. So we're going to start this one out with 2 ounces of bourbon. I'm going to use the Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit. I really like this bourbon. This is a very nice bourbon if you can find it. We're going to take 2 ounces of that Kentucky Spirit. I'm going to go with some orange bitters in this one. Again, 3 or 4. shots of that. the orange bitters. And then I use a honey liqueur. Don't ask me to pronounce that name because I couldn't if I wanted to. But I found this honey liqueur at my local liquor store. And it has a real nice sweet tone with a little kick to it. It really has got that real nice sweet honey flavor. So we're just going to add a ½ ounce of this honey liqueur to the drink. And also, to enforce that honey flavor in the old fashioned, I'm going to use ½ ounce of honey syrup. Now to make this syrup, again, it's very easy. I'm just using a mason jar. It's another 1-to-1 ratio. You put 1 cup of water. Just make sure the water is warm. And then put 1 cup of honey. Seal the jar. Shake it for 5-10 minutes until everything's incorporated, and you have honey syrup. So we're going to put a ½ ounce of honey syrup in with this old fashioned as well to really influence that honey flavor. Get some ice in here. Again, we're going to give it a good stir until it gets nice and cold. Gives you a little bit of dilution. Just another big block of ice. I serve my old fashions in a single rocks glass. Fills out the glass nicely with the ice. Once again, we're going to finish this off with a nice piece of orange peel. That'll enforce that orange bitters that we have in there. Express the oils. Make sure you get that on the rim. It's very important to get that nice nose right in there. Give that a try. That's very good. This is definitely one of my favorite old fashions here at SLB. Take another sip. Very good. Thanks for watching today. Helping celebrate Old Fashioned Week. Please share with your friends. Like and subscribe. Always remember, cocktails are made for enjoying, never to abuse. So please always drink responsibly. See ya.